art is inspired by something. If you've ever tried to create something, anything, be it music, art, or literature, then I'm sure you understand just how difficult it is to come up with something that's truly original. Call it inspiration, call it influence, but all of our experience are, consciously and subconsciously, shaped by something that has come before. When it comes to anime, it's really not that different. What's going on, anime and manga fans? Today we're going to talk about the power of influence in anime. Certain works, like The Odyssey or 1984, have stood the test of time and continued to influence artists, writers, and thinkers generations after they were first written. Movies like Star Wars and The Godfather inspired an entire generation of filmmakers and continue to do so to this day. So, that begs the question, what is the godfather of anime? What's the Citizen Kane of weeb culture? The answer to that question is kind of difficult to narrow down. However, no matter how you dice it, there are a few names that you'll see on any list for setting the standard for the world of manga, anime, and even beyond it. In no particular order, these are my picks for the most influential anime of all time. It seems only appropriate to kick this list off with the prototype responsible for shaping a lot of the style and sensibilities of the medium we've all come to know and love. Yes, I'm talking about Astro Boy. Regardless of whether you've seen it or not, most people with even a cursory interest in anime have heard of this monumental series by Osamu Tezuka. In the story, Professor Tenma, a brilliant scientist, finds himself distraught and heartbroken after losing his son, Tobio, in a car accident. He poured all his grief into building a robot boy named Adam, hoping it would fill the void in his heart. But even though he looked like him and talked like him, Adam wasn't Tobio. He was a robot and he couldn't grow up. So the professor sadly sold Adam to a mean circus. Luckily, another kindly professor, Ochanomizu, adopted Adam and raised him to be a hero who fights evil. The story of Astro Boy is simple, but it is that simplicity that makes it relevant even to this day. It's a story that everyone, regardless of the times, can relate to. Like a lot of media created in post-war Japan, it gave the people a vision of the future to aspire towards. The Astro Boy manga exploded in popularity, and it became one of the very first animated adaptations of a manga, as well as the first anime series to air in the United States. Everything from the expressiveness of Adam's eyes, to the use of music in the opening sequence, to the focus on young male protagonists became mainstays in the medium of anime, and it's difficult to imagine another show having as much influence. Seriously, do you know any other anime that have its protagonists' boots modeled into incredibly overpriced high-fashion pieces? Didn't think so, but there's more. While Astro Boy's impact is broad in scope, there are other properties with a more direct and perhaps recognizable influence on anime and popular culture today. Case in point, I could really just call it a wrap at this point. I don't think any more needs to be said, but I'll say it anyway. Just about every kid on the planet has attempted to go Super Saiyan or shoot a Kamehameha from their hands. Dragon Ball follows Goku, an energetic kid who discovers he's actually a superpowered alien and sets off on a wild quest to find magic Dragon Balls. If Goku collects all 7, a godlike dragon named Shenron will grant him one wish. Of course, it's not all smooth sailing. Goku inevitably crosses paths with others who also want the Dragon Balls for their own reasons. So, it's a constant battle to train, fight, and collect as Goku forges towards his ultimate wish. This, of course, is the plot to the very first entry in Akira Toriyama's legendary series, and it has long since expanded its world and lore since its first issue was published. Dragon Ball remains the template for the modern action shonen show today, inspiring everything from named signature moves to power-ups to the setup and structure of some of the most popular series today. The world was unfortunate enough to lose Toriyama-sensei this past year, and the outpouring of love and condolences from artists all over the world is proof of the inspiration and imagination his work provided us all, and, well, the people of Mexico in particular. Dragon Ball is nuts over there. The next entry on our list is a decidedly more understated show than Dragon Ball, but its influence is nevertheless equally significant. While Astro Boy was the first anime series to air in the United States, it wasn't until Cowboy Bebop aired that anime really broke into the Western market and developed a substantial following. Cowboy Bebop takes place in a not-so-distant future where Earth has become a no-go zone and humans have spread out across space. But in the cramped alleys of this interstellar metropolis, there's a lot of crime as well. That's where the Inter-Solar System police and bounty hunters called cowboys come in. Our heroes, Spike Spiegel and Jet Black, are cowboys themselves, and they play fast and loose with the rules. They fly around in their spaceship, the Bebop, chasing bounties and collecting rewards, and along the way, they pick up some pretty interesting crewmates. Cowboy Bebop is a unique fusion of sci-fi aesthetics with a classic Western vibe, topped with the most soulful jazz soundtrack you'll ever hear, all wrapped up in a tightly written anime package, and it blew everyone away. Its easy, laid-back vibe and excellent characters make it an excellent starting point for new anime fans, and it indeed became just that for a lot of viewers when it first aired in the late 90s. It's just that good. Despite the numerous attempts made by creators all over the world, nothing has quite managed to capture the magic of Cowboy Bebop, but it has left its mark on film and television, influencing everything from Firefly to Guardians of the Galaxy to even Avatar: The Last Airbender. Up next, we have Ghost in the Shell, which is an anime I absolutely didn't think would be making the cut until I spent some more time thinking about it. Ghost in the Shell is set in Nihama City, a technologically hyper-advanced metropolis where most people have become part machine. Cybernetic enhancements are everywhere, but with this new tech comes dangers. Section 9, a special police force, is on the case of a mysterious hacker called the Puppet Master, who can literally erase people's memories. Major Motoko Kusanagi, a cyborg officer, leads the investigation, but as they dig deeper, the case becomes more complicated than anyone anticipated. They start questioning what it means to be human, the nature of consciousness, and all sorts of other mind-bending stuff. Ghost in the Shell blends gritty dystopian action with a psychologically challenging premise, and that unique cocktail blends almost flawlessly. Its style and tone, as well as the ideas it presents, influenced movies like The Matrix, James Cameron's Avatar, and Steven Spielberg's AI, among others, all of which went on to inspire countless other science fiction projects. For these reasons, we consider Ghost in the Shell to be one of the most important pieces of anime today. The final entry in our list today is an anime that I'm sure everyone's been expecting since we started our list, Akira by Katsuhiro Otomo. In Akira, in the year 1988, a massive explosion nearly wipes Tokyo off the map, kicking off the devastating Third World War. Fast forward to 2019, and the city has been rebuilt as Neo-Tokyo. But don't let the shiny new look fool you. Neo-Tokyo is a gritty cyberpunk world overrun by gangs and violent crime. Two members of a powerful gang, Kaneda and Tetsuo, find themselves caught in a dangerous web of conspiracies as they uncover a couple of terrifying secrets. One, the explosion that happened 30 years ago wasn't caused by a nuke, and two, it's about to happen again. Akira completely changed the game for anime. The anime has a stylistic flair and quality to every single frame that holds up perfectly even today, 35 years after it was released. It is in many ways responsible for the popularization of the cyberpunk genre, and many filmmakers have cited it as an inspiration for their aesthetics and themes. Akira is still a constant in modern pop culture. You can still feel its influence in everything from Stranger Things to the recently announced video game from Naughty Dog called Intergalactic to freaking Kanye West's music videos. There have been countless references to the film across media, most popular among which would be the legendary Akira slide, and to be fair, it is a pretty cool move no matter the context. Akira pushed boundaries and showed the world that anime could tell complex and thought-provoking stories. There are, of course, numerous other projects that have changed the trajectory of the medium of anime in one way or the other. The Gundam series has an immeasurable impact on the mecha subgenre. There's not a soul alive who doesn't know who Pikachu is.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Pikachu!
It's Clefairy!
The only reason Pokemon didn't make the cut is that it's more popular as a game than as an anime. Sailor Moon's impact is undoubtedly monumental, and Berserk would probably be on here too if it had a decent anime adaptation that went beyond the first couple of arcs. The big three of shonen, Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece, would no doubt make it onto a slightly longer version of this list for inspiring the next generation of shonen action shows. We've got superstar athletes on camera celebrating like the Straw Hats or doing ninjutsu hand signs, and I don't even need to mention the whole Area 51 thing that had people Naruto running left and right a few years ago. It remains to be seen how influential the big hits of the 2010s like My Hero Academia, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer will prove to be, but for now, we can only watch and wait. Anyway, that's all we have for today, folks. Do you agree with my verdict? Maybe there are some really powerful anime or comic characters I left out. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Please subscribe if you haven't already and ring the notification bell to get regular updates on new videos. I make awesome anime and manga content like this every week, so be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching, and bye for now.